Hello, Cutthroat, representing our official sponsor, 10 Mao Designs. 10 Mao Designs, sponsor of this video shoot. See that face? That is the face of 10 Mao. This is the bloody Cutthroat shirt. It is the coolest of the 10 Mao shirts yet. You can go to 10 Mao Design, look it up on YouTube or Google. I don't know why I said YouTube. I'm on YouTube. You get the point. At any rate, 10 Mao designed all the band t-shirts predominantly for my heavy metal band Dead Iron. You can find them here on YouTube too, Dead Iron, one word. I wore it at Vakken in front of 10,000 people. I wore it, 10 Mao shirt in my Long Way Home video featuring WWE's Eric of the Viking Raiders. 10 Mao is sweet. You should totally buy his stuff. It's all martial arts style apparel. The bow to none is the catchphrase. Bow to none, 10 Mao. Get yours today. Official sponsor of my video. If you hear that, 10 Mao, send me more stuff. Just saying. This is an introduction to Axe, the basic SCA Axe. These weapons tend to stand between 5 and 6 feet tall in the SCA. Sometimes they have a little tip here, sometimes they don't, so you can see thrusting tips either at the tip of the blade, like on mine, sometimes at the top, and a lot of times a thrusting tip on the back. Your striking surface is small. Unlike the traditional polearm, it's much smaller and much deeper. This means it can go past and around things. This was someone's shield, I can go right over it, right? Right over it. See that? So the advantages of the axe. Primary advantage of the axe in something like the SCA is it's scary. What you lose in range, the traditional SCA pole arm can go up to 7.5 feet. It's a very good counter-offensive weapon. The spear up to 9 feet, most major tournaments, melees, excuse me. So the axe, max 6 feet in most kingdoms. That gives you a big disadvantage on range. This is a weapon that is a counter-offensive weapon. It is great behind big shield charges and just cleaning up chaos. It is also scary. People don't like to get hit with these. They're great on bridges and tight fights. I love them in the open field. Getting behind the shield line is a second rank. It is not very good against spears, but it is great against shields. If a spear focuses in diagonals, the Dane Axe focuses in straight lines, kind of like a rook in chess as opposed to a spear being a bishop. The Dane Axe is vulnerable to thrusting attacks. It is very vulnerable to spears and straight polearms. Don't engage those fights. You can try to pick them up and get them offline, but that is as good as you've got. It's got to be, and if you're in mid-motion, you're getting stabbed, unless you're really good at getting out of the way. So this is considered an open weapon style. You should be really good at getting out of the way. This step, this step, this step. I take my back foot, my right foot. I get them out behind me. So if this is even, take my right foot and circle back. This is even, I take my left foot and circle back. Look what I've done. A straight line comes in towards me, I get my body out of the way. A straight line comes in towards me, I get my body out of the way. That allows me as an accident against a linear target to get my body out of the way and strike. Get my body out of the way and strike the target. So I can go forward, strike, I can go forward, strike. Movement and being on your feet and agile is really important with the axe. You have to control range. Speaking of range, the Dane Axe has 3 predominant ranges. You'll note it has a balance point on it. Hold it down here. Whoa, right. Hold it over here. Oh. Find where your balance point is. This is the center of your weapon. This dictates how your ranges work. Right? Close range, I actually choke up. Now note, I can move my hands together. I want you to see this. Pivoting my hands. Here, I get a lot of pivot. A lot of pivot, a lot of pivot. I can choke up further. So my back hand is on that balance point. My front hand is here. Now it's like a punch weapon, but I must strike with my hip. I can't just punch somebody and expect them to take it. Maybe if I'm fortunate, but really it's got to come from left field. Short range is interesting too because you can change the direction of the head. You can get close and side swipe. Close range, close range, close range, close range. Now, close range defense. I can bring the head of my blade around. Look at how my hands turn over. You're going to learn a lot from this. It's a lot to take in. This is an intermediate beginner's axe video. It's for beginning axe, but it's an intermediate training course. Right? If something comes deep in my head, I can bring my blade back. Right? Or if something comes deep in my head, I can bring it here. Close range, right? I brought this up to the side of my head by bringing my arm back, and now I'm going to shoot down. Right? So if I get really jammed up, far away, oh my God, they're running at me, they're running at me, bam! Right? That low hand is your leg block. Right? Stepping out of the way, that's your body block. Here. Right? Something's really overhand, you gotta do this, you can. But that usually works either way. Here, 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 here. Here, 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 here. You can do little circles. Close range. Medium range, right? That balance point. Most people who are right-handed will fight with their right hand forward. The left hand, you'll notice, is your real power. Your right hand just guides to the target. So just like with a sword. Now you'll notice something. If you're a right-handed swordsman, you're used to being back here. Suddenly, you may find your front foot forward, or you may find yourself turned one guy off and out. Right? Like here. I like to keep my feet turned away. But let's say you're a right-handed fighter. Hand, hip, toe, just like in everything else. Toe extends, hip changes, hand guides the target. Except, what do you do with this backhand? The backhand, imagine it kind of going across your belly. Right? The backhand is your cutting force. The right hand just drives to the target. Right? Medium range, hand here, left hand. I like the left hand forward position. Right? It gives me a lot of gap to my leg. You know that. Right? I like to bait it. Left hand, right hand. Remember, lefty tends to be cross-cross. If I'm using a shieldman against a shieldman, that means their ribs are open, their legs are open, head is open. I want to control the range. Right? I have a stab. Right? I have a cut, and I can draw my weapon, bring it across my body. Note, my low hand is coming right across. Right across, I'm eviscerating myself. Head, hip. Right? Mid, low. Straight. Just coming straight down, the backhand comes up. Left hand, here, 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 here. Right. Straight. Mid-range is a nice place to fight in the SCA singles, but it doesn't give you a lot of control of range. The hardest of these is the far range. Your backhand is right here. Okay. Now, to make the cut, I actually have to let my hand slide. Hand slides. Hand slides. Right. Keep my weapon close. Hand slides. So I can keep it a little far, but lower. Right. Now my hand isn't sliding, but I'm lunging with my body. The back hand comes out, or the front hand comes out, back hand comes up, makes the power. Right? Those eviscerating cuts are a little harder though, aren't they? Now I actually feel like I have to put some movement in with it. Speaking of movement, hands, slide, slide, pass, slide, pass, slide, pass, slide, pass. This is essential. Slide, pass, slide, pass. You never know how the dynamic of the field, the fight is going to change. With the axe, you need that range, right? I can start far away. I can thrust. I can thrust. I can thrust. Now if they charge, ooh, they're on this side, right? They charge me. Switch hands, boom. I'm in close. Here, right? Thrust. Cut. Pick up that deep block. I'm gonna step back in this way and slide my hands. Step back. Sliding hands, changing range. This is the basis of this axe. You can also stab with the back. It's the SCA. You can thrust like this on the back. Meaning, you can stay back and thrust. You'll sometimes see people fighting it with a sword. It's an interesting style, right? Sword and axe. Why would you do that? Well, you can get them close and you can punch, right? But for the most part, they do it so they can do this. They've got that deep line. Some people fight this as well or better than they do with shields. There's probably a lot to be said about that style, but I'm not going to be the one to say it. I don't know much more than that. Far range, especially in the line, in melee, okay? You really want that backhand to come up. The reason is I want to go, if I just throw straight, I'm just hitting shields, right? See the angle there? I'm just hitting shields. Let's pretend this is a shield. I'm governing someone's guarding someone's face. I want to go over it. So I want to go there. I want to go there. Here. Right. Here. Here even. Let that front hand come down, pull in the back. This is great for bridges, right? If you need to, you can turn around and turn away a little bit, right? The same kind of this motion here, right? Getting close, sideways. I think axes are super fun. Super fun. Coming down over stuff. Getting into stuff. Bang! Bang! Right. And it's scary, especially if you're scary with them. Right. Dynamic range change. Different guards. My ceiling's low, so I'll show you this on my knees. High guard, right? High guard. That's scary looking. Right? Deep cuts. Deep cuts. Come low. High guard's good just for freaking people out, I think. I mean, it's a good attack, right? But super scary watching somebody go, oh, big axe. Nobody wants to get hit by that. I'm a fan of the low guard, especially in the left-handed position, especially with my front leg forward. Right? This leg forward. It allows me to do this. Allows me that. Right? It allows me overhead. It also really conceals my range. It's a nice tester for me. But if you're lagged, you have an axe, right? These back blocks are, back is really important. Back, it's hard to stop yourself from getting wrapped, but you can try to come across a little bit. Boy, I feel like that looked super amateurish. Whatever I did there, don't do that, people. This video's getting pretty long. Hope you got some out of it. 15 minutes of beginner intermediate axe, and see you next time.